Hello guys, this is Joshua Horse. As you can tell in the title of the video, I'm going to be putting all the MCU Phase 2 movies in order from the worst to the best. So basically just my thoughts on this phase. Overall, I think it's a better phase than Phase 1, but it has, I think at the moment, my two least favourite Marvel movies. So let's get to it. So number 6 unfortunately has got to be Iron Man 3. I just wasn't the biggest fan of the film. The film was fine. I didn't hate it. It was passable. I enjoyed it. But the problem is they built for the Mandarin to be your main villain. That's what they built it towards. And out, like, they spent the first half of this film building to him. Then you find out he's not even the main villain, and the plot gets a bit more messy. Like, they add this thing about this extremist thing, and it just made it a bit more messy for a story. Like, the Iron Man trilogy, if you think about it, is mainly about Iron Man stopping terrorists. It's a nice, small, condensed story for the character, while the Avengers feels like your big movies. So that's why films like Iron Man work so well. It's a nice simple movie, and you could have had that with this one, and the first hour looked like it was building to that to have an even better second hour, but it had an even worse second half of the film. So my rating for this film is a 5.8 out of 10. Like, don't get me wrong, there's stuff I did like. Like, I really did like they went to the fact that Tony Stark is having anxiety attacks because of like everything that happened in the first Avengers film. I really like that. Overall, this is a fine, passable film that I can watch, but it's just not one of those films I'm going to watch again. So yeah, number 5 is For the Dark World. I enjoy this movie. It's fine, but it's one of the weakest Marvel films, and I'm not going to go watching this again. It's passable. It's just passable. It's fun. That's all I really have to say for that film. Like, the villain was a bit uninspiring. Loki was the star of the show, even more of a star than the main character, which is a bit of a bummer. So yeah, that's just the way it is. So let's go on to number 4, which is Ant-Man, which I gave a 7.6 out of 10. Overall, a fun movie. It's just a fun heist movie. If you like heist movies, you're probably going to enjoy this film. It's just fun, and it's just a fun heist movie. Get something, get out kind of thing. It's just a fun movie. You can't really make it any bigger than that. So that's why it's here on my list. Number 3 is Avengers: Age of Ultron with a rating of 8.2 out of 10. I enjoyed this film. It's a good film, just not an incredible film compared to I do think it's a little bit better than the first one. It's actually a really good film, but I have to take into account what's to come and so on. So that's why Age of Ultron is number 3 on my list. Number 2, the second best movie of the MCU Phase 2 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. A really fun action-packed movie that was very interesting. Really liked what they did with the Winter Soldier. So just an all-round good film. Then number 1, what is the best movie of Phase 2? And that is Guardians of the Galaxy with a rating of 9 out of 10. This film is so fun, so entertaining. The characters have such great chemistry. It's just brilliant. The music is great. The action is great. The moments are great. There's some real tearjerkers in this film. Real emotional moments. It has the funny moments. It has the final battle of epicness. None of it feels out of place. They deal with so many emotions, whether it's emotional, comedy, action. They deal with all these kind of themes and basically making it a space movie. And it doesn't feel convoluted. It feels like it makes sense for the story. And this is a brilliant film, which is why it's number 1 on my list. Overall, really good phase. I've already started doing reviews for Phase 3, so you haven't checked them out. If you haven't seen any of my review, if you haven't seen my rating of all the if you haven't seen my reviews for the MCU Phase 1 and 2 films, make sure you check them out. I also did a video where I put all the MCU Phase 1 films in order from the worst to best, so make sure you go and check that out. I'm slowly going through this phase. You should be getting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 soon. So, yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.